afternoon. Meteorologist Hunter Ward checking in with you. Afternoon of March 10th. Got a pretty wicked system that's going to be moving through the southeast here as we progress into Saturday morning. Looks like we're going to see rain beginning late Friday night, scattered showers, and then probably 4, 5, 6 a.m. That precipitation is going to switch to some sleet. Might switch to snow in many locations, and then northwest flow is going to move in behind that. Some streamers could set up, and we could see isolated an inch or so totals north of Asheville. The closer to the North Carolina-Tennessee border you go, the more likely you will be to find those 2 to 3 inch totals, and we could see some isolated 3 to 6 inch totals, kind of above 4,500 feet. Within 5 miles or so of that North Carolina-Tennessee border where that moisture is just going to wring itself out. We may have some of those streamers that break containment on this backside depending on how exactly this low pressure bombs out and where the high pressure sets up over the Great Lakes. So let's go ahead and turn around to my screen. I want to thank Red Wolf Contracting Services, CP Cruising Company, and Time to Travel. Those are my website sponsors. Really appreciate them. And let's go ahead and look at the Grimes-Tice-Anderson camera. Downtown, really beautiful afternoon after a somewhat dreary day. Clouds have cleared. BannerElk.com live camera. Beautiful up there in Banner Elk today. You can see Grandfather Mountain back there hidden in the clouds. Going ahead, let's check out the Olivet Riverside camera. Riverside Community and Farm. Beautiful over there. I am building this house right there. TJ Hooper Nationwide, Brevard camera, still overcast out there. Blaylock Excavation, Waynesville Valley camera. Wow, so pretty clear skies out here in Waynesville on the Blaylock Excavation camera. You can see the North Carolina Department of Research, or NC State Research Ag Center out there. There's a couple birds flew by there as well. And the Better Homes and Garden Bryson City camera as well. And then we'll show you the Canton camera also. And then we've got the Swannanoa camera. We've got a sponsor coming in on that one as well. Still got to get that updated. But there's your new Swannanoa camera over there. You've got US 70 there, and then I-40 there in the background right past the Swannanoa exit. So let's talk a little bit about this snow that will be moving into the area. So I've got the snowfall total maps up from the NAM. 3 km showing a dusting to an inch around the Asheville area. For March, this is a decent little lick of snow. A lot of times it's hard for snow to accumulate unless we get a real big push of snow. Like, guys, you always hear about the blizzard. Of course, that happened in March. This won't be a blizzard for us, but it could bring accumulating snowfall and high winds to western North Carolina. So let's get the precipitation maps up here. I'll show you how this progresses through. So check this out. Run this out. Scattered showers late Friday night. Look at this. It's going to come from the south. Mainly folks like Brevard, Hendersonville, Transylvania County, Henderson County. Going to get in on those first 10, 11 a.m. or p.m. Rain is occurring around all of western North Carolina. Pretty heavy at times. And then as the morning progresses, that low pushes through. Pretty strong low pressure. And you can see it's bombing out each hour. It's dropping 2 millibars. And so that's going to create a deformation feature here on this backside. Now, is this a heavy snow sounding or is it sleet? What is it going to be in your backyard? It's a little bit difficult to tell. This is right around 6 or 7 a.m. Let's look at the sounding real quick, and I can kind of show you what we're looking at. So we can check out that warm nose there, right around 6,000 feet. And then kind of drops down, and the surface level is right at freezing. So this is saying freezing rain. My guess would be sleet to snow mix on this. Likely could be all snow, though, if the atmosphere is cold enough. So thinking that that's showing somewhat of a snow sounding. And then look at the backside. Look at these streamers start developing. Don't know that we're going to see as much energy as we saw at that early January or that late January event that we saw this year, but I do think that those streamers are going to break containment with the winds gusting. Let's just show you how the winds are coming in. The winds gusting in those 35, 40 mile per hour range as that low bombs out. I mean, it's going to be super windy around western North Carolina early Saturday morning. So gust to 37, showing gust higher in the 50s in Henderson. I like to take probably 10 to 15 degrees off of these peak gust. And so we're looking at 25 to 30 mile per hour gust in and around western North Carolina, but it persists throughout the whole day on Saturday. So, I think those streamers will develop with those high winds, and until that front kind of pushes out, we have the chance for those higher elevation locations to see snowfall all the way through, I believe, Sunday morning. Now, that's when the temperatures are going to plummet. It's going to happen during the day Saturday, but we're going to realize how cold those temperatures can really actually get here early Sunday morning. So here are your temperatures around 4 a.m. or 4 p.m. Saturday. Wow, this model's showing 20 degrees Saturday afternoon. That's nuts. And then 15 degrees, dropping to 15 degrees by the end, it's at 16 degrees right there at 1 a.m. So, unfortunately, this is probably going to kill a lot of crops that have already, anything that's leafed out. I've seen the tulip poplars are in full bloom. So, it's somewhat of a devastating freeze, too. I mean, and look at this, 22 in Greensboro, 27 in Raleigh, 23 in Charlotte. So this is not just isolated to western North Carolina. This is the entire state of North Carolina that could get a damaging frost and freeze, because you guys realize that we're at a higher elevation here. So the trees that have leafed out here have definitely leafed out across the state. And so that's just going to create a situation where, damaging to our trees, doesn't really mean too much to you, but, trees that don't produce as many acorns, that get frosted in their budding process, they're not going to produce that fruit that they make on a regular basis. And lots of things depend on that fruit. No, you may not necessarily on certain things, but things like blueberries, strawberries, you do depend on those blooms. And my blueberry bushes have buds on them, and my strawberry leaves are already coming out. So it's a real dangerous situation for anyone who gardens in and around western North Carolina, because those plants have had signs of life. They've got the sense that it is spring. So a little bit dangerous. Let's look at another model to try to give you guys an idea. I'm going to pull up the short-range Canadian model, and we'll move it to the south, or the mid-Atlantic. I'll show you how it kind of progresses this system as well. Very similar what we're seeing on the NAM. That switch over occurring right around daybreak on Saturday morning. So if you're looking to see snow, go to bed, wake up pretty early, 5 a.m. Saturday morning. That should be a good time frame. 4 or 5 a.m. You'll definitely not miss it if you wake up at 4 a.m. And then through the early morning hours, 6, 7, 8 a.m., I think is the best chance for real heavy snow. And then those streamers will pick up on the backside as the afternoon progresses. So 11, 12, noon, 1 p.m., I think that northwest flow is really going to get hammering around western North Carolina, and those higher elevation locations could realize a couple more inches of snow. Just think a dusting or so is possible around Asheville. Dusting to 1 inch. Farther south you go, the less likely you are to see accumulation. The farther north you go from Asheville, the more likely you are to see accumulation. As you head into the mountains, as you go west into Haywood County, there is a chance that most of Haywood County can see a dusting to 1 inch. But as you travel down the Balsam, say into Jackson County, Silva, Bryson City area, that downsloping effect could come into play. And the best chance for you guys is going to be on that initial thump early tomorrow morning. So be mindful of all these things. And I'm sorry, not tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. So I misspoke there. So time frame we're talking about Saturday morning, 4 to 8 a.m. for the deformation feature. And then by 10 or 11 a.m., the winds are going to be howling out of the northwest. And we'll have some streamers developing as that northwest flow enhances. So It's really my best thoughts. I think low temperature. I know I shared a map the other day that showed temperatures in the single digits. I really think we're going to stay around 14 to 15 degrees early Sunday morning. May in some isolated locations dip into the single digits, but I don't know it's going to be as cold as what that model showed, thankfully. But, still a shock to the system, and still a shock to those plants. Need to take tomorrow, if you can, tomorrow afternoon, to do all the covering that you can with frost blankets, but that still may not be enough with the temperatures 15 degrees below freezing. So just wanted to give you guys an update, let you guys know what I saw this afternoon. We'll put out a snowfall map probably sometime tomorrow. Like I said, just every day in my life is extremely busy with running a business, so I try to get these in just as quick as I can whenever I get a spare moment. So don't really know exactly when I'll release that forecast map tomorrow, but I'll get it out to you guys, and we'll keep you in the know. So thank you for joining me. Check back soon for more information, and we'll see you then.